30 definition of terms. Ridge dot refers to a ridge formation in a form of a dot or period. Bifurcation. A ridge formation in which a single ridge splits or divides into two or more ridges. Converging ridge. Two ridges that meets at a certain point. Diverging diverging ridge. Two ridges that spread apart. Enclosure or lake ridge. A single ridge that divides into two but does not remain open and meet at a certain point to form the original single ridge. Ending ridge. It is referred to an abrupt and off a ridge. Timelines is a diverging ridge that tends to surround the pattern area and serves as a basic boundary of fingerprint impression. Pattern area is a part of a loop of whirl pattern surrounded with the type lines and consisting of the delta, the core, and other ridges. Recurving ridge. A single ridge that curves back to, to the direction where it is started. Sufficient recurve. A recurving ridge which is complete with with its should and free up from free from appendage. Appendage is a short ridge found at the top of summit of the recurve. Uh, Rod or bar is as it is a long ridge found inside a recurve and directed towards the obstruction ridge is a short ridge found inside the recurving which blocks the inner line of flow towards the band. The delta is a point along a ridge formation found at a center or near the center of the diverging type lines. Core usually found at the center or innermost recurve. Rolled impression are fingerprint impression taken individually by rolling each finger from one side to the other side and from the tip to the end of the first joint. Plane impression are impression made by simultaneously crossing the finger to the card. Used as a reference of classification. Ink slab is a metallic glass or glass where the ink is spread for purpose. Ink roller is a rubber made roller designed to spread the fingerprint ink to the slab. Fingerprint ink is a special form of ink designed for taking fingerprints impression, sometimes submitted with the printer's ink. Fingerprint card is an 8 by 8 card designed for recording fingerprint impression. Card holder. Usually, a fixed card holder placed in a flat table designed to prevent the movement of the card in the course of the taking of the fingerprint. Next, uh, chiroscopy. It is allied science of dactyloscopy which deals with the scientific examination of the palm of the hand. Podoscopy, a branch of science of dactyloscopy which focus on the scientific examination of the sole of the foot. Poroscopy, Iliad branch of dactyloscopy, which deals with the study of the sweat pores found in the friction skin. Next is the plain arch, a type of fingerprint pattern where the majority of the ridges came from one side, then flow to the other side with a slight rise at the center. The tented arch, it enters in one side of the impression, then flow or tend out upon the other side with the rise at the center, giving 90 degrees more or less, and with a present of upthrust. Ulnar loop, which possesses a delta, core, and one or more ridge forming a sufficient recurve with the pattern area. The slope of downward flow of the innermost sufficient recurve is toward the little finger. Radial loop, possess one delta and one core, and one or more ridges within the pattern area. The flow of the innermost ridges is towards the thumb or to the radius bone of the hand of origin. The plane whorl. Plane whorl has two deltas and one core and at least one ridge making a complete circle. And when an imaginary line drawn between the two deltas, it must touch or cross at least one of the recurving ridges. That's all, sir.